Loma. I mentioned in the opening that this is one of the oldest college basketball matchups in all of the Western region. This is the 102nd time these two teams will match up. Azusa Pacific owns the all-time series 62-31. They've won 3 straight, but Point Loma hasn't won at home since 2017. The tip is up, and the Sea Lions take it to kick off the action here on a Saturday evening, no matter how you're watching or where you're watching. Could be more grateful for you to take some time out of your Saturday evening to join us here on the Pac-West Network. Monica Thayer turns it over, and APU gets the ball. APU at 75.5 points per game, averages the highest in the Pac-West. Point Loma at 70.8 is 4th. Here's Loudon, got met by Liggins. Whitmore is there on the corral, cutting inside as Pranger can't hit the floater. Tips it out, but Ellie Turk is the one to corral it. Turk, the sophomore at Foothills Christian, just down the road. Hands it off to Henderson. 10.9 points per game for the senior. On the right wing goes Saray, and now a little perimeter ball movement against the zone defense. Saray is open, 12-foot baseline jumper is in. Haley Saray, the senior from San Bernardino, went to Cajon High School. Did have a double-double this season. That was 16 and 13 rebounds against Hawaii Hilo. Had a season low in points last game, but getting things started the right way here against APU. Here's Whitmore, a step inside the arc, hits 2-2 the score. Molly Whitmore went down in that Western Washington game in a scary fall, but played limited minutes the next game against Seattle Pacific. Glad to see that she has been okay since that time. Big impact player on the wing and the post for Azusa Pacific. Henderson into the middle now. Monica Thayer putting it to the hardwood through contact, finds the roll. 8.5 points per game for Thayer. She's really turned it on the last few weeks, though. Season high 13 points 2 games ago at Hawaii Hilo. Here's Uehara, a little up and under move, can't get the roll. Prager tipped it up. Liggins comes down with it. Here come the Sea Lions. Turk averaging 7.7 points per game. Got tied up with Uehara. It goes out of play, and it'll stay here with the Sea Lions. One-time Pac-West SoCal Player of the Week back in the spring, where she played 14 games and averaged 12 points. And under the hoop for Henderson. Thayer unleashes one about 8 feet out on the baseline cannon. Prager tracks it down. Kayla Shaw, the University of Delaware transfer, off to the races. High post knocked away by Liggins. And a heads-up play right there by Laura Pranger to throw back off of her. So Laura Pranger, the Montana State transfer, in her 3rd season with the team was an All-West Region first-teamer back in 19 and 20. She was a Pac-West first-teamer. She was the Defensive Player of the Year. She led the NCAA in blocks per game as Uehara steps inside, swings it to Loudon. Good closeout here by Saray, forces the give up to Prager. 4.85 blocks per game in the 2018-2019 season as she can't hit. An incredible blocking total that led the nation. Right now she has 22 blocks in 3 games played, and Liggins ahead of steam, crashing to the lane, hits the lay-in. 4-point Loma lead, looking for their first win in this building against APU in almost 5 seasons. Loudon fakes right, cuts left, free throw line, jumper is off right. Prager keeps it alive, tracked down by Henderson. Numbers for the defense though, and she'll reset to Liggins. Down low, Thayer. There's the whistle. She got hacked on the way up by Paige Uehara. And Annika Thayer heads to the line, the freshman out of Truckee, California. This is her 8th game started of the season. She didn't start the opening 3 games, but since being inserted into the starting lineup after that San Marcos game, that was against Cal State Dominguez, she has really become an impact player. 61% from the line this season, but dipped just a little bit with one more pending. Point Loma coming off that loss against RU a week ago. They were trailing basically the entire way. They were down by almost 20 at one point. Thayer goes 0 for 2, and in that 4th quarter had a really valiant effort coming back, just couldn't get over the hump, ended up dropping it 68 to 60. Kelly Heimberger checks in. and draws contact on Thayer on her initial touch. So Heimberger started the first 5 games of the season in place of Pranger, and boy, did she produce. To have her as an asset off the bench as well is something that Coach Hardman doesn't take for granted. Pranger off the inbound, 2-step dribble into the lane, floats it up and in. 10 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, and as I mentioned, 22 blocks in 3 games, including a 9-block game against Fresno Pacific 2 games ago. For the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, good ball movement, finds Saray. She gets rejected by Pranger. There's block number 1 to her evening. Had 5 last game against Viola. Loudon up top now. Takes the screen into the corner. Kayla Shaw, who's leading the team in scoring, floats one up and in. Phoenix, Arizona native, went to Chaparral High School, started her career at Monmouth out northern New Jersey, set the school record for 3-pointers made in the season. Went on to Delaware and then took her talents to APU. Wide open, Turk for 3. Rains it home for Ellie Turk. Just shooting 28% from behind the arc. That gives the Sea Lions that 3-point lead here. Important to get the hot shooting hands warmed up early. Heimberger looks to respond off the left iron. Ayers there for the board. Henderson looking for some space. Uehara on her. Uehara plays the most minutes on that team. Henderson takes it all the way inside. Can't hit the lefty floater. Saray is there to keep it alive off the Shaw's leg. And it stays with the Sea Lions with a pair of subs coming in. Izzy Turk will check in along with Madison Corder. There, Saray will take a seat. Three-point Sea Lion lead. They won in Azusa Pacific 2 years ago. But again, haven't won in this gym since 2017. Turk on the inbound, turns the corner but loses the handle. A 2-on-1 for APU. Here's Shaw into the corner. Uehara tees up a triple off the back heel. Henderson with a great rebound. And she's off for the counter. Turk has 1 3. Give her 2. Ellie Turk drains another. Led San Diego County in steals per game, in points per game as a senior at Foothills Christian, one of the best 3-point shooters in San Diego Prep's history. And just a sophomore here, continuing to light it up from beyond the arc. Great defense down low for Corridor, forcing the errant lane attempts. Turk brings it up. Henderson into the middle, met by a trio of Cougars, kicks it out to Liggins. That's what APU will do. They find a way to clog the passing lanes and force teams into tough spots. Corder tries an 8-footer. It's short. Heimberger is there for the board. This is Amaya Kirkman who checked in at the last whistle. The first player off the bench pretty typically as Pranger drops in a 3. She was 3 for 8 coming into the game, making her 4 for 9 now on the season. Got the lead to 3. Kirkman, a very strong impact player. Off the bench, 6-woman for APU. Into the corner from Ellie Turk to Izzy Turk. Liggins straight away just inside the arc, can't hit. Heimberger gets another. And a miscue in the backcourt, forces a turnover, but Amaya Kirkman says, I'm going to take that one right back at Ellie Turk's hands. Uehara patrolling the perimeter. St. Francis High School native out of San Jose into the corner. Kirkman, a contested 3 is way short. Prager is there for the board. Aaron, put back attempt, falls to Liggins, and here come the Sea Lions. This is a Sea Lion team that they play quick, but their half-court sets are really where they flourish. Good off-ball movement, Consistent screen setting, looking for the mismatches. Here's one, Quarter with Uehara on her, utilizing it well, floats it up and in. Sea Lions lead by 5. Hardman unhappy, he calls a timeout. Was there a foul as well? There was. I didn't hear the whistle because the cheers from the bench were so loud. So we have a timeout, but Madison Quarter head to the line. When we return, you're watching Point Loma women's basketball on a Saturday night inside Golden Gym on the Pac West Network. All of us here at Point Loma and the Pac West appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday evening plans. APU shooting just 28.5%. 4 for 14 in the opening 7 minutes and 45 seconds. That has been a staple for this team is their field goal percentage of 43% as Quarter hits the end one. Thayer will check in for her. They're shooting 43% on the season as a team. That is the highest in the Pac West. They're holding opposition to 35%. Point Loma off to a 54% shooting start. 6 for 11 from the field, 2 for 3. The 2 triples hit by Ellie Turk from beyond the arc. Loudon swings it into the corner. Shaw looking to get on the board. Actually, she does have a layup. Steps back, shakes Turk, steps back again. Can't hit the floater. Henderson brings it up. At 10 points each of the last 5 games. At least 10 points, I should say. Grace Moad, who checked in out of the timeout, turns it over. Here comes Amaya Kirkman. Moad picks her up on that wing. And she steps out of bounds. Great defense by Grace Moad, the sophomore out of Issaquah, Washington. Went to Liberty High School. Locking up that baseline and making sure that she had enough space on her own defensively to cut off the lane and force her out of bounds. That is turnover number 2. Point Loma has 4 turnovers, but no points off of those turnovers for the Cougars. Neither team has points off of turnovers. Here in the opening 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Inside Henderson, an extra step too hard off the glass. Whitmore got it knocked away. And an extra possession here. Izzy Turk trying to match her sister. Goes right iron. Loudon tracks down the rebound and she's off to the races. Loudon out of Glendora, California. Very close to Azusa Pacific. Just down the 210. On the right wing, Heimberger down to Whitmore. Thayer is there to contest. She fouls Whitmore, and Molly Whitmore will have 2 shots from the 15-foot line. 8th game started for Molly Whitmore this season out of Adelaide, Australia. I went to an Aussie Rules football game one time where Adelaide was participating against Melbourne. That was quite an experience, but Whitmore chose to go the other way with basketball, where she started her career at Portside Christian, played in the Australian Premier Club League. And boy, has she been an asset on this team. Had a season high 11 points the last time she played. That was against Fresno Pacific. 4-point Sea Lion lead, a little pressure down the hardwood here for the Cougars. Great job here. Look at that ball movement that almost gets picked off. One official said one way, one official said the other, and they will confer and confirm that it comes back here to Point Loma. It'll be under the hoop here, so almost a better situation for the Sea Lions. 21 seconds on the shot clock, 69 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. Here's Saray. Now Moad putting the moves on, swings in front of Uehara. 2-3 zone defense prevalent for APU. Henderson draws the double back out to Moad. Lefty floater rims out. Loudon into the corner now to Shaw. Fakes right, cuts left, steps back, pulls, can't hit. Henderson with the board. 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. That pass sails over everybody's head. It was looking for Quarter down on the high post. Turk checks back in. Henderson takes a seat. APU gets the turnover, number 5 for Point Loma. Sea Lions turn it over at 18.5 turnovers per game, amongst the worst in the conference. APU rarely turns it over, only 13.9 turnovers per game, one of the best in the conference. Sea Lions key to the game in this one, limiting those turnovers, but still 5 turnovers, no points off of turnovers. They're getting back and they're defending well. Uehara and Turk matching up. Whitmore into the corner for Shaw. High post. Whitmore gets hacked on the way up by Moab. Grace picks up her first. These two teams will match up again on January 12th. 5:15 up at Azusa Pacific. As Whitmore hits the first. The first iteration of this game was back in 1983 on February 10th. And APU actually took the first 8 games that these two teams ever played. Point Loma didn't win for the first 4 seasons of this all-time series matchup. 4 on the clock. Moab with 2. Extra pass. Quarter gets it off. Can't get it in, though. And that's how the quarter will end. The Sea Lions lead 15-12. A hot shooting start from beyond the arc. Mixed in with a couple of floaters that find the bottom of the net. Have the Sea Lions leading by 3 after 10 minutes. We'll be back for the second quarter in a moment. You're watching Point Loma Women's Basketball on the Pac-West Network. Second anniversary of that famous speech where he called himself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. As the evening progresses, we will continue to raise awareness and chat about what you can do to take part in the fight against ALS. Here's Shaw out of the media, or the quarter timeout, splashing in the 3 and tying things up at 15. Kayla Shaw, 37% three-point shooter, getting it done here to open up the second quarter. Turk looking to answer. Off the back heel, Whitmore tipped it away, but Corridor is there. Heads up play by Madison Corridor. Saray, rainbow 3, rattles home. 32% three-point shooter for Haley Saray. And after a season low in points a game ago, she has 5. Sea Lions now 3 for 6 from beyond the arc. Laura Pranger back out there, had her bounce pass down low, taken away by Henderson. Sea Lions with numbers. Here's Henderson. Back out to Turk. Can she get this one? No. And an over the back should be called on Corridor. There it is. Corridor out of Fall River Mills, California. Started her career in the CCAA at San Francisco State. Joined the team back in the spring where she started 12 of the 14 games she played. And she has been a big asset off the bench for Coach Elliott. High post to Whitmore. She couldn't hold on to the pass down low from Pranger. And another APU turnover, their 4th of the ball game. Sea Lions only shooting at 41%. But their defense has been the reason they're up by 3 right now. 29% from the field for APU. To this point has not really portrayed the consistency that we've been accustomed to from this Cougar team. Henderson splits the double, extra pass to Liggins, wide open. Can't hit. Shaw tracks down the board, leads the charge. Kayla Shaw up against Henderson, draws contact, and an offensive foul is called. She led with the shoulder. The official was right there. Sea Lions get possession back. That was a good call right there. Shaw tried her best to try and draw the contact. Henderson didn't really budge on her own end. Shaw's first foul of the ball game. Sydney Peterson, the grad senior out of Kent, Washington, checks in for her first minutes. Henderson all alone as Corridor. Great feed, great lay-in. Sea Lions lead by 5. Alex Henderson's facilitating abilities are incredibly underrated. The senior out of Inverness, Scotland, has really made a huge impact, finding ways to draw defenses out to her. Dime dropping those little passes to her teammates. Here's Loudon with 7. Back out for 3, Pranger short. And a foul is called on Molly Whitmore, trying to go over the top of Kara Liggins. Whitmore picks up her first foul. She'll sit down for Kelly Heimberger. You can feel the energy right now ruminating off the Sea Lions bench every time that APU gives the ball back, because Point Loma Sea Lions are behind the APU offense. You can just hear and feel the energy coming from that team. They play together as Uehara steps into the passing lane. Uehara and Henderson, a foot race. Henderson fouls her, and Paige Uehara will head to the line where she is shooting 70% this season. Henderson picks up her first. Well, Paige Uehara, just a sophomore on this team. Boy, does she have a career ahead of her. Played 24 games her freshman season back in the limited COVID season. She actually was supposed to be out for a month long. She had major knee surgery and returned a month early in really a valiant fashion. Ended up averaging 13 points and 4 assists last season, was a Western Region All-Tournament teamer. This season averaging 13 points. There's a turnover. That's what the full court press will do. All alone is Heimberger. She'll lay it in. 2-point game. And Henderson will bring it up before AP can send that full court set. That's a double dribble. She got caught trying to find the lane down low, pulled it back. 7th APU turnover now. By the way, 4 points off of turnovers now for Azusa Pacific. Sea Lions have none off of their 4 forced turnovers. So turnovers are a problem, but only if you can find a way to convert. Obviously, they're not a stat any coach likes to see on their own end, but got to find a way to score. Down low, all alone is Prager. Somebody blew their assignment. Laura Prager has 7. 3 boards and assists, a block as well. And we're tied at 20. Defense switching from zone to man. Liggins up top. They need to find a way to get her isolated. Peterson on the wing. Finds Saray back out. Peterson tees up a 3 wide right, but Liggins is there. Rejected by Prager. Her second of the ball game. Loudon into the corner. Shaw, right pocket 3, rims out. Heimberger through a pair of Sea Lions corrals the offensive rebound. Back out. Heimberger. Extra pass to Loudon. Straightaway triple off glass. Prager with the board. Can't get it. Ball ping-ponged around. Taken away by Peterson. Hectic possession, but the Sea Lions catch a break. 20-20 is our score. 5:50 remaining here in the half. Peterson to Liggins. Into the lane. Now Henderson looking for her first points. Baseball pass out to Saray where she strokes in a 3. Sea Lions lead 23-20. Beautiful pass. Henderson to Saray. Sea Lions have done a good job holding Shaw pretty and quiet here. Only 5 points for the team's leading scorer. Prager down low, finds a cutting Heimberger. And Heimberger with 4 points. APU and Point Loma currently going toe-to-toe. Zone back in effect here for the Cougars. Henderson gets tied up on the baseline, try to force it. Uehara with her second steal. 2-on-2 break. Uehara against Peterson. Tough flip, can't get there, but she got fouled again. And she'll head to the line for 2. That's the second time in the last 2 minutes Uehara has remained resilient on defense, stepped into the lane and gotten the steal. She'll head to the line for 2. When we return from Golden Gym, Sea Lions lead by 1 right here on the Pac West Network. 23-22, Sea Lions lead by one. APU searching for their first lead of the ball game. Point Loma has led every moment of this one. We've had 4 ties, but the lead has yet to change hands. Paige Uehara trying to change that, but another rare miss for the point guard on the front end. She split the pair of the last time she was at the line. Looking to tie things up here for the 5th time tonight. It does. Uehara checking in. 2 points. 2 fouls. Quiet first half for her. Here's a double. Ball goes errant. Turk gets tied up and Prager takes it away. Into the corner. Shaw. Great job by Turk, showing the ability horizontally to stay in front of her, forcing a tough pass. Pranger doesn't have a dribble. Cutting Uehara, draws a double. Oh, extra little flip up and in. Beautiful footwork for Paige Uehara, catching everybody off guard. And that is the first APU lead of the ball game, 25-23 with 4 minutes to go. Saray with that is Madison Williams with a tough shot off the right shoulder. And Loudon turns on the Jets the other way. Shaw, corner pocket 3 is short. Liggins with the board. It's Liggins, Saray, Williams, and the Turk sisters. Izzy and Ellie. Ellie's the one with the ball right now. Here's Izzy on the right wing. Now Saray in the corner. Ellie Turk has 6 points. Williams extra pass to Liggins. And she wants the space all the way to the rack. I believe there was a hand on it. Turk with 2 on the clock had to jack it up where she was met by Heimberger. Shaw is all alone on the other end. Time out, Point Loma. Coach Elliott unhappy with that last sequence. Team trails by 4. Out of the timeout, Sea Lions currently on the wrong end of a 7-0 run. Heimberger trying to make it even more. Can't get it after the steal in the backcourt. And this is where the Sea Lions struggle against these full-court presses. They already have 10 turnovers. 7 points rather, for APU have resulted off of turnovers. And another tipped ball out of play will keep it here with Point Loma. 27-23. They were up 23-20 not too long ago, but the Cougars have hit the nitrous button. Found a way to claw back and take the lead. Whistles here off the ball. And it was just a clock error. There's a second ahead, so 3:01 instead of 3:02 is the official time. Turk has a 6-point evening so far. Finds Saray, who leads the team with 8. Williams leaves a jumper short. Saray is there to clean up the offensive glass. Good job by Haley Saray, remaining impactful even when she doesn't have the rubber in her hand. Now she does. She'll turn, shoot, can't score though. Another rebound here for Laura Pranger, her 7. 7 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks for Laura Pranger. She is something special, folks, let me tell you. Loud and high post to Heimberger. Looking for space against Williams. Lefty flip is short. Able to get the offensive rebound and get the second chance points. Kelly Heimberger out of San Jose, California, went to Presentation High School, just a freshman. Here's a 3. Turk can't hit it, but she got knocked down by Kayla Shaw on the way up, and she'll head to the line for 3 free throws. A break there for the Sea Lions. Sophomore Ellie Turk will go to the line as Kylie Emanuel, the sophomore, out of Billings, Montana, will check in. And a trio of Sea Lions as well. Corridor will check back in along with Henderson. I guess it's a duo of Sea Lions, my mistake. Liggins still out there, along with Saray and Turk, who just missed the front end of the free throw shot. Sea Lions searching for answers. They've been scoreless over the last 3.5 minutes. And there's a way to get it going. Sometimes all it takes is to see one fall, and for Ellie Turk, She's a streaky shooter once she gets hot. Be game over. 1 for 3 though from the line that time. Uehara brings it up. Turk meeting her at the timeline. Here's Manuel. One dribble pass to Loudon, who's played every moment of this one. Oh, and Porter got called for a foul right there, trying to step in and knock that pass away from Manuel. That's her second foul. Sea Line shooting 96%. Cougar shooting 29.5%, but the difference, 5 made free throws, which is 4 more than what Point Loma has made. Sea Lions do have 4 threes to just 2 for the Cougars as they are checking something here at the table. The officials are conferring. But really the difference between the threes and the free throws is just the turnovers. 11 turnovers for Point Loma, resulting in 7 APU points, just 4 APU turnovers, all of them in the first quarter. They have yet to turn over the ball here in the second quarter. Brenger on the inbound. High post Manuel. One dribble back out. Uehara pulls the trigger. Leaves it short. Great rebound by Saray. She gets knocked down. Ailey Saray, folks, I will tell you, she's 8-3 right now. But her impact is really a byproduct of her just being out there. She makes all the intangible plays. She communicates well. She spaces the floor well. She knows how to sacrifice her body for the betterment of her team. She is an all-around player that any coach would tout for her ability to keep the game within reach. Here she is in possession, out to Turk. Ball remaining on the perimeter. Henderson turns the corner. Offensive foul is called, though, on the screen set by Alex Henderson. Oh, excuse me, it wasn't on the screen. They're saying she wrapped around on the turn. That's her second foul. Corridor takes his seat. Grace Millard will check in. Remember, folks, about 30 minutes after this one, the men's teams will play. You thought this history was long between the women's side. Wait until you hear the etymology of the men's teams. Here's Alex Loudon. Still scoreless for her, but she does have 3 rebounds. Now Amaya Kirkman checked in for Uehara at the last timeout. High post Emmanuel, transfer from Montana State Billings. Whitmore, a contested shot off glass too hard. Henderson with the board, but got fouled. She didn't want that call because she could have taken it up on the break, but that is 5 team fouls. That will send Alex Henderson to the line, and I believe they are confirming the fouls on the board. And it should be free throws the rest of the way here. Point Loma only 1 point over the last 5 minutes of action. They're up 23-20. It is a 9-1 APU run in that time. But Alex Henderson looking to cut into it just a little bit. 67% free throw shooter. Strokes in the front end. Scored 10-plus points in each of the last 5 games played. Had a season high 18 points last game against RU. That actually tied with her 18 that she had at Chaminade a couple weeks ago. And 2 for 2, cuts it to a 3-point game. 56 seconds to go, here come the Cougars. Loudon up top, picked up by Moab. Sea Lions going straight person-on-person defense. Manuel to Kirkman, contested 3, rims out. Taken away by Liggins. Off to the races go the Sea Lions. They have numbers. Moab, pass down low is knocked away. Liggins was wide open behind her. 12 turnovers now for Point Loma. Loudon and Moab ready to do battle here. There's a 2-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Loudon turns the corner. Stays on the perimeter with 8. Kirkman now. Extra pass, Heimberger, left pocket 3 is too hard. Rebound to Henderson with 4. Up to Saray with 2. And she gets it off with time. It is a 1. And just like that, we're back. You're going through your withdrawals. Well, didn't have to wait very long. As we are ready to go here in the second half. Alex Henderson gets things going. On the left wing to Annika Thayer. Thayer takes it back out to Henderson. Fakes right, cuts left along the baseline. Gets Whitmore up in the air. Through a contest can hit, and Whitmore rips down another rebound. Uehara guns it up to Pranger. She's blocked by Liggins. Gets the board, and what about that? A grandy layup for Laura Pranger. She can do it all down low. Staying creative, finding ways to the bottom of the net. 3-point APU lead. Henderson is out there with Turk, Liggins, Thayer, and Saray for Point Loma. Zone defense for APU. Uehara, Shaw, Pranger, Whitmore, and Loudon out there for Coach Hardman. Of course, Coach Hardman, one of the most prolific head coaches in all of the NCAA. 2011 NAIA champions after establishing themselves as a perennial. Moved to D2 in 2013. Thayer couldn't hit the floater. Jump ball, though, will give it back to APU. Here's Uehara. She is 4. Her and Turk have been battling all evening long. Whitmore, extra pass down low. Pranger, great find, great land. Continuity continuing to be prevalent here for APU. Liggins pulls the trigger, can't hit. And a great rebound, the third offensive rebound here for Haley Saray. Liggins, same spot, dumps it down to Saray, turns, shoots, and scores. 10 points for Haley Saray. Sea Lions trail by 3. Loudon right shoulder to Pranger, right against Liggins. Lays it in. Laura Pranger operating on a different level right now. She has 13 points. Students on spring break. Point Loma actually leads the Pac West in attendance here tonight. Just a few parents behind us. A couple of students out there getting ready for the men's game as Turk gets met on the way up by Shaw. Thought she got fouled, no call. Here's Loudon and swings it to Shaw in the corner. And Shaw had that step back jumper earlier, thought about it again, but a great closeout by Turk forces the give up to Loudon. Here's Alex, stutters to the rack and hits. Her first basket here comes in style. She was 0 for 3 prior to that one. Liggins going right at Pranger. These two teams now switching twos. Sea Lions still trail by 5. And Uehara on the right wing to Shaw. Kayla Shaw able to look at a foul off the ball. Uehara collided. And they're going to call it on Liggins. That's her first foul. Sea Lions have done a pretty good job in general in fouls. Only 7 free throws for APU. Sea Lions have 8. Whitmore against a contest, able to find the bottom of the net. Thayer was able to recover after the pivot, but Whitmore was there with the look. 39-32, 7-point lead once again intact here for the Cougars. Saray at the 15-foot mark, back out. Henderson along the baseline. She goes, try to force it to Thayer, and the save will go to Shaw. Right now, that Cougar defense has done a really good job limiting Point Loma opportunities as Shaw responds with a coast-to-coast lay-in. Timeout, Sea Lions. Defense leads the offense, and the largest lead of the evening for the Cougars is on the board, 41-32 people per year, and more than 30,000 Americans may currently be affected by ALS. Make sure to check out the association, the preeminent ALS Association, which is the only non-for-profit voluntary health organization dedicated to fight ALS. So figure out how you can join the fight. help those afflicted. Here's Henderson, bounce pass there, couldn't hit, got hacked on the way up. She's heading to the line for two. ALS has been quite an affliction throughout the country. Of course, Lou Gehrig was the legendary New York Yankee who succumbed to the disease in 1941. There hits the first. Past almost the second year anniversary of his famous speech where he claimed that he was the luckiest man in the world and thus began the spurt to try and raise awareness for ALS. Such an important cause that the Sea Lions and the Cougars are playing for here tonight. Whitmore down on the high post, met by Thayer. Shaw with 6. Gets wrapped up. Henderson takes it away. Thayer leading the charge. Swings it out, floats it up. Can't hit though. And here come the Cougars. How to reward your defense, and Point Loma unable to do that. That was the first APU turnover as a 3 is hit by Pranger since the first quarter. And right now it is the Cougars firing on all cylinders. 44-33, an 11-point lead, the largest of the ball game. Thayer, out to Izzy Turk. Saray has a team-high 12 points. Along the baseline goes Turk, flips it out to Saray. No foul is called. Ball ping-ponged around, and Thayer is there for the board. And an offensive foul as she runs over Kelly Heimberger. Second offensive foul here for the Sea Lions. Third foul for Thayer as she would check out for Madison Corridor. Sea Lions shooting 35%. APU has been white hot here in the second half. Shooting 46% on the game and over 55% here in the opening 4.5 minutes. Down low, a foul is called. Heimberger can't hit. And she'll go to the line for 2. A pushing foul is called. That'll be the 4th here on Madison Corridor. So she just checked in. Veronica Thayer, who has 3 fouls. Now foul trouble becoming a problem here for the 2 bigs for the Sea Lions. Heimberger hits the front end. Heimberger's mom, Tara, played soccer at Boston College. Goes 2 for 2 from the line. 8 points for Heimberger off the bench. She is, again, just quite an asset for Coach Hardman. She started the first 5 games in place of the injured Pranger. There's a kick ball. And has accepted her role as the first player off the bench. And boy, has she continued to produce. And we have a media timeout. 4:57 remaining here in the third, and it's a 13-point Cougar lead. Sea Lions in possession when we return on the Pac West Network.
Reminder, fans, in accordance with state and campus guidelines, we remind you, in order to allow fans to attend home games, masks are required at home.
We welcome you back inside Golden Gym. Jonathan Rifkin on the call. No matter how you're watching or where you're watching, all of us here at Point Loma, Pac West Network, appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday evening plan. So in this second half, APU is a perfect 7 for 7 from the field there. 1 for 1 from 3 and 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. This is exactly the kind of half that Coach Hardman would like to see as Liggins turns it over. 7 for 7 in the opening 5 minutes and 10 seconds is quite impressive for this Cougar team. This is the 3rd time that I'm seeing them. Of course, they opened up their season on this floor at the Point Loma, I guess it's the Sea Lion Invitational, TCAA Pac-West crossover. The opening game of the season for APU. They were forced to go to overtime against Cal Poly Pomona after a buzzer beater 3 sent it to overtime for Cal Poly, but APU went on to win that one 78-74. Ended up beating Cal State San Bernardino back on this floor the next day. Liggins down low, blocked by Pranger, her third. Gets the board, draws a triple team, swings it to Turk, extra pass. Thayer can't hit. Excuse me, not Thayer, Surrey. On the right wing, Loudon tees one up and drains it in. 49-33, under 4 minutes to play here in the third, and the Cougars remain perfect from the field. And Henderson is able to corral it after it's swiped down. Gives it right back, though, here to Amaya Kirkman. Off to the races go Kirkman. On the left wing, great job by Turk to get back and forced to give it to Loudon. Loudon has 5 points, by the way. She's had a quiet evening, but give her 3 steals as well. Liggins gets it back. All alone, Kara Liggins misses the layup. A late contest by Kirkman may have disrupted it. Here's Kirkman in possession. 8-foot shoulder jumper is short. Izzy Turk is there for the board. And she'll get fouled by Kelly Heimberger. Point Loma in the second half really struggling. Gonna get back on track here. Kylie Hearn checks in for her first minutes. Spark plug off the bench. Liggins, athletic play through contact, hits, and one. The only way to incite energy is by showing. And Kara Liggins, the team's leading scorer, who's having a quiet night tonight, trying to get hot and spark a run, gets the and one. 6.7 rebounds for Liggins tonight. 7 rebounds is first on the team, but second on the court. Pranger is one away from the double-double, hits the and one, cuts the lead to 13. That is a big and one for Kara Liggins. She'll check out for Annika Thayer. Thayer, Hearn out there with Surrey and the Turk sisters. Into the corner, Shaw, extra pass, Kirkman. She tries a 3. Can't hit. Another rebound for Heimberger. Shaw, rainbow attempt. Off the back heel, Kirkman chases it down but can't keep it in play. .9 Loma turnovers, resulting in 13 Cougar points. 6 Cougar turnovers, resulting in 0 Loma points off of those turnovers. And an offensive foul called down low. Uehara hit the deck. And Haley Surrey will be called with that one. That is her first of the ball game. Great job by Uehara, continuing to get the intangibles done. Now a little full court pressure to be present here by Coach Charity Elliott's squad. Of course, Coach Elliott came after 9 seasons up in South Los Angeles at Loyola Marymount. She was 91-153. Spent some time down here in San Diego with UCSD, where she was one of the most storied programs. Uehara just broke Hearn's ankles, but down low, a great job by Izzy Turk to punch that ball and force it off of Cougar out of play to get it back to Point Loma. Hearn is always the first one off the bench at timeouts to congratulate and cheer on her teammates. She brings the energy, and she can really shoot it. Here's a 3 attempts. Can't hit though. Whitmore to Kirkman. 2-on-2 with Kirkman and Uehara. Here's Shaw in the corner, steps into one, and cans it. Kayla Shaw, the big 3. She has 9. Lead balloons to 14. Oh, excuse me, to 16. It's a Saturday night. Math is hard. Hearn left wing. No defense here. Hearn had it swiped away, picked up by Izzy Turk. Finds her sister in the corner and splashes it in. Turk to Turk for 3, just like the good old days in the backyard. Cuts the lead to 13. And that is Ellie Turk's 10th point. Season high is 16. That came against Simon Frazier. Whitmore high post, takes it right at Thayer. Thayer got a piece of it, and Hearn is there to collect the board. Here come the Sea Lions, feeling some momentum, 60 seconds to go in the quarter. And that pass looking for Haley Saray on the cut goes out of play. Hearn will take a seat along with Izzy Turk. Alex Henderson and Carol Liggins check back in. Laura Pranger also checks back in. She joins Heimberger, Shaw, Uehara, and Loudon, who checks in for Kirkman. 55 seconds to go here in the quarter. Little zone defense. Shaw takes advantage with a three. 2 threes and 2 possessions for Kayla Shaw. Sea Lions back down 55 to 39. About a 13, maybe 14-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Turk looking for a back-to-back three. It's short. 10th rebound here for Pranger. She has a double-double, 16 and 10. And Shaw, plenty of space, lays it in. Second half here for Kayla Shaw. On fire. 17 points for her. And a timeout for Coach Elliott. 26.5 to go here. Coach Elliott just wanted to use 30 seconds on that timeout as we welcome you back inside Golden Gym. The Cougars have done everything in this quarter to keep the Sea Lions at bay and continue to balloon the lead. Here's Henderson, 22 seconds here on the game clock, no shot clock. Loudon matched up with her, and it looks like Point Loma will hold for the final shot. Henderson up top. On the right wing comes Saray, finds a cutting fair. She misses the layup. Point blank with 3 seconds to go. Half court heave for Loudon is short, and that's how the quarter will conclude. Well, the second half so far belonging to APU, 57 to 39. Boy, they turn it on here in quarter number 3. Line store back here in the 4th and potential final quarter. Well, we'll find out. Welcome back, everybody, inside Golden Gym. Jonathan Rifkin on the call. No matter how you're watching or where you're watching, all of us here at Point Loma and the Pac West Network appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday evening plans. Sea Lions got outscored 20-11 in that corner. Here's Liggins, a little touch shot is long. Saray with her 4th offensive rebound. Stutters to the rack and floats it up and in for 2. Haley Saray continuing to keep possessions alive. She has 14 points and 5 rebounds. 6 for 9 from the field. Very efficient night for Haley Saray. Hasn't gotten much help. The only other Sea Lion in double digits, Ellie Turk with 10. And there's a turnover for APU. They had 4 first quarter turnovers. They didn't turn over the ball at all in quarter number 2. They had 3 turnovers in the last quarter, and there's the first one here. 45 seconds into quarter number 4. 0 points off the turnovers, though, for Point Loma. That could change if they score here. Here's Henderson to Saray. Step inside the pocket, drains it. And there it is. The first points off the turnovers for Point Loma cuts the lead to 14. Saray has 16. Uehara along the baseline. Gets wrapped up, finds Loudon, left shoulder jumper is in. 7 points for Alex Loudon. 4 rebounds as well and an assist. She's played some very good defense on the perimeter as well. Not an easy task. She's matched up with Haley Saray right now. Saray feeling it. She has 4 straight points, swings it back out to Henderson. 13 on the clock. Henderson straight away. Uehara closes out on her. Here's Liggins with 6. Liggins, extra potty move, hits and the foul. Great job for Carol Liggins to show the tenacity. She powers her way down to the rack and lays it in. This is her second and one of the second half. 9 points for Liggins to go along with 7 rebounds. An assist and a couple of steals as well. .13 game. And all of a sudden, the Sea Lions feel like they can come back, make this a ball game. And they've been in this position a few times. Last week against RU, in the Thanksgiving tournament against Northwest Nazarene. They were down by 20 in that one, ended up losing by 7. There's an air ball by Pranger. Uehara keeps it alive. Shaw, though, splashes it in. And how about Paige Uehara? Everybody gave up on the rebound. The Sea Lions thought it was going out of play. Instead, Uehara finds Heimberger, extra pass to Shaw. She drills a 3. Shaw's come alive here in the second half. She has 20. 50-50 ball down low. It's a jump, and it comes to Azusa Pacific. APU shooting 47% from the field. They are 7 for 15 from downtown. Sea Lions are shooting 37% and 5 for 9 from three-point territory. Addison Corridor will check in for Monica Thayer. Turk is out there. That's Ellie Turk. Haley Saray, Corridor, Liggins, and Henderson. And Coach Elliott wants to chat. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll step aside real quick. 62-46, the Cougars lead the Sea Lions. 2.5 minutes into quarter number 4. Loma started off a 4-0 run to begin the quarter, but APU has found a way to splash in a few threes and stifle the momentum that Point Loma seemingly had. They're playing a zone defense with left Kayla Shaw wide open. Excuse me, Kayla Shaw, you can't do that. One of the most prolific shooters in the conference was wide open. Corridor misses a layup attempt, and Loudon gets the rebound. Detrimental defense. Kayla Shaw was wide open, and it looks to be a 1-3-1 zone defense. Shaw using the bank shot this time from 8 feet out. She has 8 straight points. The lead balloons back up to 21, the largest of the ball game. Kayla Shaw has 25 points. Her season high was 24 against Fresno Pacific, so that is a season high for the Pac-West Newcomer Player of the Year. All Pac-West SoCal Pod Teamer a week ago. And Alex Henderson gets caught with a foul down low. Thayer will come back in for quarter. Possession goes back to APU, up by 21. So Kayla Shaw, as I mentioned, she scored 20 points now in each of the last 3 games played. She had 20 points last game against Biola. She scored in double digits in all 9 games that she's played. She has been prolific, and somebody missed a switch as Loudon finds herself all alone like in a layup line. APU leads by 23. Kayla Shaw was 2017 All-MAAC freshman teamer at Monmouth University. Played in 17 games the next year at Delaware. Here's the 3 from Turk. That's short rebound to Pranger. And Shaw is really making a case for Pac-West Player of the Year. It's hard, though, because she's competing with a couple of fantastic players as she is on fire from 3. Another one for Kayla Shaw. She has 28, including 6 triples. Oh, wow. Have a night. This is the final game of 2021 as Henderson can't hit the Euro step. For the Cougars, they're trying to end the year in style. Uehara tries a pocket 3, can't hit. Shaw with the rebound. Point Loma has San Diego Christian College at 11 o'clock on Monday. I'll be on the call with Callan McClurg for that one. Then it has Pacific at 1. Here's a cutting Heimberger. Great feed from Pranger. 28-point Cougar lead. 16 points, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks, 3 steals, 4 assists for the reigning defensive player of the week, Laura Pranger. There's a missed layup. Uehara stutters, goes against Liggins, and wins the battle. Timeout, Coach Elliott. 76-46, Sea Lions trail by 34. Career night, at least in an Azusa Pacific uniform for Kayla Shaw. 28 points on 6 for 7 shooting from beyond the arc for the grad transfer from Delaware. APU leads by 30 points out of the timeout. Here's Izzy Turk into the corner. Kylie Hearn lost the handle. Swings at the quarter, back out. Hearn pushes up a three, way too hard. Shaw with the board, flips it up to Uehara. And Shaw, give her 4 in a row for Kayla Shaw from beyond the arc. She has 31 and 7 for 8 from 3-point range. Again, her season high was 25. That came 2 games ago. She has been on fire. This is the 3rd straight game she scored more than 20 points. She was coming into the game averaging 16, but that is going to raise just a little bit as Madison Corridor heads to the line after getting fouled on the play. Corridor out of Fall Rivers Mills, California, 7 for 8, now 7 for 9 from the charity stripe this season. Started the first 3 games, but has come off the bench since. Play last week against RU, but it's been good to see her back in action here tonight. Playing with 4 fouls. Here's Loudon. Out to Shaw. You know what she's looking for. Good double. Forces the give up. Uehara, extra pass to Pranger. Offensive foul down low as Sydney Peterson is on the back end of the collision by Uehara. Peterson is out there with Kylie Hearn. Madison Corridor and Grace Moat. Kayla Shaw checks up. She gets a round of applause from the folks in the stands. Well deserved for her. Maya Kirkman will check in. Kylie Hearn brings it back out. Finds Corridor on the post. Draws a double, but a foul is called on Paige Uehara. That's her 4th. And Pranger will check out as well. 16 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks for Pranger. Izzy Turk off the inbound, able to splash one through. She's on the board with her first basket. 3.5 to go in the ball game. APU's largest win came against Holy Names. They had won that one 81-39, 42-point win. Kirkman with the left hand. Boy, Loma's done a great job sticking with losses. Their worst was against Cal State San Marcos. Here's Hearn. Can't hit off the back iron. Corridor fights for the board, draws a jump with Kirkman. And the possession arrow stays with Point Loma. Sea Lions' other losses, 10 to Hawaii Hilo, 8 last week against RU, and 7 against Northwest Nazarene. All of those are quality losses. RU looks like an inspired squad, folks. Azusa Pacific will see them in 2 games on the 3rd of January. They have the due up in Northern California. They'll head to San Rafael on the 1st to take on Dominican. RU, then their next home game is actually against Point Loma on the 12th of January. 3 minutes to play. Here's Peterson up top. Hot potato with her and Moat. Extra pass corridor. Down low, Williams rejected from behind. That's Kira Zovac in her 8th game played this season. Getting the block. Didn't play last week against Biola. Couldn't hit the lane attempt, though. Glendora High School up just down the road of Azusa. Moat. Little skip pass. Corridor, 2 dribbles back out. Extra pass, Peterson. Head fake, stutters, gets hit, can't hit the layup, but she'll head to the line for 2. This is the first official road game for Azusa Pacific. Every other game that they have played, not in their home gym, has been a neutral site game, as Kirkman and Loudon will take a seat. Kate Walton will check in for her 5th game of the season, along with Christine Carlisle, her 5th game played. So a couple of players who have seen limited action now into the ball game for Coach Hardman. Peterson strokes in the first. 6'2" for the Kent Lake High School grad up in Washington. And that comes back here to Point Loma. Good defense by Izzy Turk to force Kirkman into a tough spot and turn it over. Coach Hartley gives her some words of encouragement as she strides back to play some defense. 125 seconds accounting in this one. 30-point Cougar lead. Scored 93 points against Fresno Pacific. They've scored over 80 points in each of their last 3 games. This is a team that knows how to score the highest clip in the conference. Peterson up top. Here's Turk now. Calling for a corridor screen with 8 on the shot clock. Gets it. Gets tied up. Swings it out to Peterson with 4. Peterson with 2. A jumper banks in. You may not remember, but Sydney Peterson was actually a first-team Pac-Western. Way back in the 18-19 season, where she averaged 15 points per game and was 24th in the nation free throw percentage. And a timeout will be called. Oh, so what happens here is the timeout will be used to get a substitution in. So that's all it is. AP doesn't feel, Coach Hartman doesn't feel like he needs that timeout here. 29-point lead. Kirkman on the block through contact, able to hit. Here's a 3 for Moad that's short. Rebound falls to Carlisle. She went to Colfax High School up in Chico, California. Had 6 points against Holy Names. Taken away here by the Sea Lions. Moad the other way. Slows it up with under 60 seconds to play. Remember, 30 minutes after this one, the men's teams played. Turk misses the layup attempt. Kirkman is there for the board. Swings it up on the near side to Kaden Casey in her 4th game played. Casey out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Sister, star track and field runner at New Mexico. And there's an offensive foul. Sydney Peterson steps in, shakes the charge on Kirkman. And now just fundamentals and tangibles on the court for Point Loma. Kaden Casey's only of the 3 games she played were against San Bernardino. Only names in Fresno Pacific. 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Williams pulls the trigger and splashes it in. Madison Williams is on the board. Sophomore out of Boise, Idaho. And the Cougars will run this thing out. Well, maybe not. Karazovac wants 2 more points. Make it an even 30-point lead. 3 seconds to go. Moad, 28-footer, no good, and that's how this ball game will end. 85-55, Azusa Pacific.